You are listening to the Excellence Equation, your practical guide to Six Sigma. Subscribe to keep up to date on our latest audiobooks. The Excellence Equation, your practical guide to Six Sigma. The Genesis of Excellence, a brief history of Six Sigma. Every great idea has a story, a genesis born from a need, a challenge, or a frustration with the status quo. For Six Sigma, this story begins not with a flash of genius in isolation, but as a culmination of decades of thoughtful work in quality improvement. Before Six Sigma emerged, pioneers like Walter Shewhart, W. Edwards Deming, and Joseph Juran laid foundational concepts during the 20th century. They championed statistical thinking, process control, and the idea that quality should be built in, not inspected at the end. Their work set the stage, emphasizing that variations in a process lead to defects, and that understanding and reducing this variation was key to consistent quality. Yet, for many organizations, the concept of achieving near perfection still felt like an elusive dream. It was against this backdrop, in the bustling industrial landscape of the 1980s, that Six Sigma truly took root. The scene was set at Motorola, a global electronics giant then facing formidable challenges. Fierce competition, particularly from Japanese manufacturers renowned for their impeccable quality, exposed vulnerabilities in Motorola's own production processes. Despite their best efforts, products like pagers and cell phones still suffered from inconsistencies and defects. Traditional quality control, which often relied on finding and fixing problems after they occurred, was proving too costly and too slow. Motorola needed a revolutionary approach, one that focused on preventing defects from happening in the first place, and on achieving a level of quality that was not just good, but virtually flawless. Enter Bill Smith, a visionary engineer at Motorola. Frustrated by the pervasive defects and the limitations of existing quality methods, Smith began to champion a radically new, data-driven methodology. He observed that even after significant testing and quality checks, a surprising number of products still failed in the field. He famously posed the question, even when a product passes all factory tests, how many defects does it actually have? His insight was that even processes operating at 99.9% efficiency still produced far too many errors over the long term. Imagine an airport that loses just 0.1% of luggage. That would still amount to thousands of bags lost every day. Smith proposed a statistical goal of 3.4 defects per million opportunities, or DPMO, a level of performance that Motorola dubbed Six Sigma. This was more than just a metric. It was a comprehensive system emphasizing statistical methods to identify and eliminate the root causes of variation in manufacturing processes. Motorola fully embraced this new philosophy and rigorous methodology in 1986. The results were astounding. By meticulously analyzing and refining their processes to minimize variation, Motorola achieved monumental improvements in product quality and reliability. They reported savings amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars, a remarkable achievement that wasn't lost on the business world. In 1988, Motorola's commitment to quality earned it the prestigious Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, shining a spotlight on Six Sigma and igniting interest far beyond its corporate walls. While Motorola provided the spark, it was General Electric, GE, that supercharged Six Sigma into a global business movement. In the mid-1990s, Jack Welch, GE's legendary CEO, initially approached Six Sigma with skepticism. "Our company is big enough. If this thing is so good, why haven't we already done it?" he reportedly asked. However, after first-hand exposure to its transformative impact at Allied Signal, where former GE executives had migrated and implemented it, Welch became a passionate advocate. In 1995, Welch made Six Sigma the centerpiece of GE's business strategy, launching an ambitious, company-wide deployment. He didn't just embrace it, he embedded it into the very fabric of GE's operations, extending its reach far beyond traditional manufacturing into diverse service divisions like finance, healthcare, and insurance. GE invested massively in training, creating thousands of green belts and black belts, individuals steeped in the methodology and tasked with leading improvement projects. Critically, Welch tied executive compensation directly to Six Sigma performance, ensuring unwavering commitment from the top down. This move was pivotal. GE's highly publicized success, including reports of billions in savings and significant revenue growth directly attributed to Six Sigma projects, turned it from an industrial quality initiative into a widely adopted, cross-industry management strategy. GE demonstrated that Six Sigma wasn't just for factory floors. It was a universal framework for problem-solving and operational excellence applicable to any process, be it processing insurance claims, optimizing patient care, or improving internal IT functions. From these beginnings, Six Sigma has continued its evolution. It has been integrated with other methodologies, most notably lean manufacturing, a concept focused on eliminating waste and streamlining flow, giving rise to the powerful Lean Six Sigma approach. Today, Six Sigma is a global language of process improvement, practiced in organizations of all sizes and sectors, continuously adapting to new challenges and technologies. It stands as a testament to the idea that by rigorously focusing on data, understanding variation, and systematically eliminating the root causes of problems, any process can be pushed closer to perfection. This rich history demonstrates that Six Sigma isn't a fleeting trend, but a robust, proven methodology born from real-world challenges and honed by pioneers committed to achieving extraordinary levels of quality and efficiency. In the next chapter, we will delve deeper into the fundamental concepts of Six Sigma, demystifying the Sigma itself and explaining what it truly means for your organization. Deciphering the Sigma, what is Six Sigma, really? In Chapter 1, we explored Six Sigma's origins at Motorola and its explosion into a global phenomenon under GE. Now, it's time to peel back the layers and understand what this powerful methodology actually is. At its heart, Six Sigma is a disciplined, data-driven approach for eliminating defects in any process, from manufacturing a precise engine part to handling a customer service call. It is rooted in a core philosophy: minimizing variation and striving for near-perfect quality. Let's start with the word sigma itself. In statistics, the Greek letter sigma represents the standard deviation. Don't let that term intimidate you. It's simpler than it sounds. Standard deviation is merely a measure of how much variation, or spread, there is in a set of data points around their average, the mean. Think of it this way. Imagine you're at a carnival trying to win a prize by throwing beanbags at a target. If your beanbags land all over the place, some far to the left, some far to the right, some too high, some too low, you have high variation. In Six Sigma terms, this would be a low sigma level. You're inconsistent and your process, your throwing technique, isn't very reliable. However, if your beanbags consistently land tightly clustered around the bullseye, that's low variation. This represents a high sigma level. Your throwing technique is precise and consistent, leading to few defects, beanbags missing the target. So, in the context of business processes, a low sigma level means your process is inconsistent and produces a lot of defects or errors. A high sigma level means your process is highly consistent, reliable, and produces very few defects. The goal of Six Sigma is to achieve a state where your process is so stable and consistent that it reaches a Six Sigma level of performance. What does a Six Sigma level actually mean in terms of defects? This is where the famous number 3.4 defects per million opportunities, DPMO, comes into play. When a process achieves a Six Sigma level, it means that, on average, it produces only 3.4 defects for every 1 million opportunities. To give you a tangible sense of what that means, imagine a perfectly functioning airport where only 3.4 pieces of luggage out of every million handled go missing. Consider a bank that makes only 3.4 errors for every million financial transactions. Think of a hospital administering 1 million doses of medication with only 3.4 errors. Picture a perfectly manufactured product where only 3.4 out of 1 million units are defective. This figure of 3.4 DPMO is remarkably close to perfection, representing a process that is 99.99966% defect-free. It's important to note that the theoretical calculation for a true 6 standard deviations often comes out to an even lower number of defects. However, The 3.4 dPMO standard accounts for a real-world phenomenon known as the 1.5 sigma shift. This acknowledges that processes tend to drift slightly over time in the long run. Even with this conservative allowance, 3.4 dPMO represents an exceptionally high level of quality and consistency. So, Six Sigma is more than just a statistical metric. It's a comprehensive methodology and a management philosophy. Here's what sets Six Sigma apart from other quality initiatives like total quality management, TQM, or traditional quality control, QC. Data-driven and statistical rigor. Six Sigma relies heavily on data collection and statistical analysis to identify root causes and verify solutions. It moves beyond intuition or anecdotal evidence to fact-based decision-making. Focus on variation reduction. While many quality improvements aim to bring average performance up, Six Sigma uniquely prioritizes reducing variation around that average. A process with low variation is predictable and reliable. Structured methodology, DMAIC. As we introduced in Chapter 1, Six Sigma projects follow a rigid 5-phase roadmap called DMAIC: define, measure, analyze, improve, control. This structured approach ensures problems are thoroughly understood, solutions are empirically tested, and improvements are sustained. We will dive deep into each of these phases in the upcoming chapters. Organizational structure and roles. Six Sigma introduces specific roles, often identified by belts: yellow, green, black, master black belts, which denote varying levels of expertise and responsibility within the improvement framework. This creates a dedicated quality infrastructure within the organization. Focus on customer satisfaction and business impact. Six Sigma projects are chosen based on their potential to deliver significant financial savings, revenue growth, or improved customer satisfaction. It directly links process improvement to strategic business goals. It's also crucial to understand what Six Sigma is not. It's not a quick fix or a magic bullet. It requires commitment, effort, and cultural change. It's not just for statisticians. While it uses statistics, the methodology is designed to be accessible, and its principles are applicable by a broad range of professionals. It's not a one-time project. It's an ongoing journey toward continuous improvement, fostering a mindset of excellence rather than just solving isolated problems. In essence, Six Sigma is about establishing a culture where decisions are made based on verifiable data, where root causes of problems are systematically identified and eliminated, and where processes are continuously refined to deliver consistent, near-perfect results. It provides a universal language and a powerful toolkit for anyone seeking to improve quality, efficiency, and customer satisfaction in any domain. Now that we grasp the what of Six Sigma, our next chapter will introduce its powerful problem-solving engine, the DMAIC methodology. You'll discover how this structured roadmap guides teams through every step of a Six Sigma project, preventing common pitfalls and ensuring sustainable success. The pillars of improvement, the DMAIC methodology. In the previous chapter, we demystified the Sigma and understood Six Sigma as a rigorous, data-driven approach to achieve near-perfect quality. But how does an organization actually do Six Sigma? How do they apply these principles to solve complex problems and drive continuous improvement? The answer lies in its most powerful, fundamental engine, the DMAIC methodology. DMAIC, pronounced DMAIC, is an acronym for 5 interconnected phases: define, measure, analyze, improve, control. Think of DMAIC as a systematic, step-by-step roadmap for problem solving. It's a structured approach that guides teams from identifying a problem all the way through to sustaining its solution. This methodical approach is critical because it prevents common pitfalls that plague many improvement efforts. Jumping to solutions. Without a structured process, teams often jump straight to what they think is the problem, implementing solutions that only address symptoms, not root causes. Blaming individuals. Instead of looking at process flaws, blame can be incorrectly assigned to individuals, leading to a hostile environment rather than systemic improvement. Solving the wrong problem. Sometimes, what appears to be the problem isn't the actual core issue. DMAIC ensures the right problem is clearly identified and tackled. unsustainable fixes. A seemingly successful fix might revert in weeks or months if the underlying process isn't properly controlled. DMAIC ensures that problems are thoroughly understood, root causes are accurately identified through data, solutions are effective and tested, and improvements are sustained over the long term. It transforms an often chaotic problem-solving exercise into a highly efficient and predictable journey. To illustrate, let's use a familiar analogy: solving a mystery, particularly a crime. Imagine DMAIC as the meticulous process a seasoned detective follows. D is for define, the crime has occurred. The detective's first step is to define the situation. What exactly happened? Who is the victim? What are the initial clues? Who are the key stakeholders, witnesses, potential suspects? What is the scope of the investigation? Is it a robbery, a missing person, or something else entirely? Without clear boundaries and understanding of the problem, the crime, investigation efforts would be scattered and inefficient. M is for measure. Once the crime is defined, the detective moves to gathering evidence. This phase is all about quantification and facts. How many fingerprints? What caliber of bullet? What time did the alarm go off? What are the precise dimensions of the footprint? Where are the blood samples located, and what do they tell us? This meticulous data collection provides objectivity and a baseline understanding of the current state before intervention. You cannot solve a crime or a problem without knowing its true extent and characteristics. A is for analyze. With a trove of evidence, the detective now analyzes the data. This is where hypotheses are formed and tested. What does the evidence tell us? Do the footprints match the suspect? Is the blood type consistent? What are the patterns? The detective looks for correlations, discrepancies, and the underlying why. Why did the crime happen? This phase uses logical deduction and specific tools to identify the root causes, moving beyond symptoms to discover the true drivers of the problem. I is for improve. Having identified the likely perpetrator and the mechanisms of the crime, the detective now improves the situation. This means developing and implementing solutions. It might involve a sting operation, apprehending the suspect, or recovering stolen goods. The solutions are directly informed by the analysis and are designed to rectify the problem efficiently and effectively. These solutions are often tested on a smaller scale first before full rollout. C is for control. The crime is solved, the culprit apprehended, but the detective's job isn't over. The final phase is to control the situation and prevent recurrence. This involves putting measures in place to ensure ongoing safety and stability. How can similar crimes be prevented in the future? This might involve increased police patrols, neighborhood watch programs, better security systems, or changes in law enforcement procedures. The gains must be sustained, and a system put in place to monitor performance and take corrective action if the process starts to drift. This detective analogy beautifully captures the essence of DMAIC. It's a systematic, evidence-based approach to solving problems. Each phase flows logically into the next, ensuring thoroughness and effectiveness. Ignoring any phase can jeopardize the entire project. For instance, skipping the define phase might lead you to solve the wrong mystery. Skipping the measure phase means you don't have objective data to guide your analysis. Skipping the analyze phase results in implementing solutions based on guesses. And skipping the control phase means the crime is likely to happen again. The power of DMAIC lies in its structured nature, forcing teams to rely on data and critical thinking rather than assumptions or guesswork. It brings clarity and discipline to what can often be a messy and frustrating endeavor. In the following chapters, we will embark on a detailed exploration of each of these 5 phases, revealing the specific activities, tools, and best practices that make DMAIC such a potent force for positive change. We'll show you how to apply these principles whether you are improving a manufacturing line, a customer service department, or even aspects of your personal life. Get ready to put your detective hat on. D is for define, setting the course for success. Imagine embarking on a voyage without a clear destination, a map, or even knowing what you're trying to achieve. You drift aimlessly, wasting time and resources. The same holds true for any improvement initiative. This is precisely why the define phase is the crucial first step in the DMAIC methodology. Its objective is crystal clear: to precisely articulate the problem, establish the project scope, identify the key stakeholders, and understand what success looks like from the customer's perspective. If you don't correctly define the problem, you risk fixing the wrong thing, or worse, making things worse. The define phase is all about painting a vivid, data-backed picture of the current unsatisfactory situation and outlining the desired future state. It provides the foundation upon which all subsequent phases will build. Without a robust and well-defined problem, your project is doomed to fail, or at best, achieve superficial results. Here are the key activities and tools you'll encounter in the define phase. Crafting the project charter. This is arguably the most vital document in the define phase. Think of it as the project's official contract or mission statement. It's typically a one-page summary that outlines the essential elements of your Six Sigma project. Key components of a strong project charter include business case. Why is this project important? What financial or strategic impact will it have on the organization? How does it align with broader business goals? E.g., this project addresses escalating customer complaints, which threaten brand reputation and market share. Problem statement. This is a concise, quantified description of the pain point. It should state what the problem is, where it's occurring, when, and its magnitude, often including the financial impact. Example: our online customer support chat response time averages 7 minutes, significantly exceeding our target of 3 minutes per chat. This delay has led to a 10% increase in customer churn for online support users over the last quarter, estimated to cost the company $50,000 per month in lost revenue. Notice how this isn't just saying chat support is slow, but rather provides specific numbers, timeframes, and consequences. Goal statement. This defines the measurable target for improvement. Goals should always be SMART: specific, clearly defined target; measurable, quantifiable outcome; achievable, realistic given resources and timeframe; relevant, aligned with the business case; time-bound, has a defined completion date. Example: reduce average customer support chat response time from 7 minutes to 3 minutes or less within the next 4 months, aiming to improve customer retention by 5% for online support users. Project scope. This clearly delineates what is in and what is out of the project's boundaries. It prevents scope creep, where the project endlessly expands, consuming resources and never reaching completion. Example: the project will focus solely on customer support chat interactions originating from the North American region. It will not address phone support, email support, or international regions. Team members and roles. Identifies who is on the project team, their roles, e.g., green belt, yellow belt, and the project champion sponsor. High-level timeline. A rough estimate of when each DMAIC phase is expected to be completed. Understanding the voice of the customer, VOC, and critical to quality, CTQS. At the heart of Six Sigma is the customer. Whether an external paying customer or an internal stakeholder, their needs and expectations drive the definition of quality. Voice of the customer, VOC. This refers to understanding what truly matters to the customer. How do we gather this voice? Through surveys, interviews, feedback forms, complaint logs, direct observations, focus groups, and even social media monitoring. For our chat support example, VOC might reveal that customers value not just speed, but also accuracy of information and a friendly, empathetic tone. Critical to quality, CTQS. Once you understand the VOC, you must translate these subjective needs into precise, measurable requirements. A hot food request from a customer might become a CTQ of food temperature 140 degrees F upon delivery. For our chat support, the VOC, I want quick service, translates directly to the CTQ, average response time under 3 minutes. Other CTQS might be first call resolution rate 90% or customer satisfaction score 4.5 out of 5. SIPOC diagram. SIPOC stands for suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. It's a high-level visual map of the process you intend to improve. It helps define the boundaries of the process and identifies key elements at a glance. Suppliers. who provides the inputs to your process. Inputs: what resources, information, materials, data are needed for the process to function? Process: what are the main high-level steps involved? Usually 5 to 7 major steps. Outputs: what products or services does the process produce? Customers: who receives the outputs of the process? For our online chat support example. Suppliers: customer provides inquiry, IT department provides chat software, training department provides agent training, knowledge base provides information. Inputs: customer inquiry, agent knowledge, chat software, internet connection, knowledge base access. Process: customer initiates chat, right arrow system assigns chat to agent, right arrow agent responds, right arrow agent resolves inquiry, right arrow chat concludes. Outputs: resolved customer inquiry, chat transcript, customer satisfaction feedback, unresolved queries. Customers: customer management, quality assurance, IT support. A SIPOC diagram helps ensure the team is aligned on the process being studied and its start and end points. Case study in define phase, hospital emergency room. Let's reconsider an earlier example. A hospital experiencing long patient wait times in its emergency department. Initial observation: patients are regularly complaining about how long they have to wait to see a doctor in the ER. Define process. Business case: long wait times lead to patient dissatisfaction, negative online reviews, potential loss of patients to rival hospitals, and reputational damage. It also strains staff and can lead to worse patient outcomes. Problem statement: patients in our emergency department currently wait an average of 4 hours from arrival to seeing a physician. This significantly exceeds the national benchmark of 60 minutes and has led to a 25% decrease in patient satisfaction scores for ER visits over the past 6 months. Goal statement: reduce average emergency department patient wait time from 4 hours to 90 minutes or less within 12 months, aiming for a 15% increase in patient satisfaction scores. Project scope: this project will focus on the patient journey from arrival at the ER entrance to the first physician consultation. It will not include wait times for lab results, imaging, or wait times for inpatient beds after diagnosis. VOCCTQ: patients want clear communication during their wait, comfortable waiting areas, and most importantly, faster access to medical staff. The primary CTQ is time from patient arrival to first physician contact. SIPOC, high level. Suppliers: patients, paramedics, registration staff, triage nurses, doctors. Inputs: patient needs, registration data, vital signs, medical history. Process: patient arrives, right arrow triage, right arrow registration, right arrow initial assessment, right arrow wait for physician, right arrow physician consult. Outputs: diagnosed patient, treated patient, patient discharged admitted. Customers: patient, physician, hospital administration. The define phase is all about meticulous planning and clarity. It avoids the common pitfall of ready, fire, aim, and instead ensures you ready, aim, then fire with data. A well-defined project sets the stage for accurate measurement and impactful, sustainable improvements. With a clear picture of the problem and desired outcome, we are now ready to delve into the measure phase, where we will gather the data needed to quantify the problem and establish a solid baseline. M is for measure, understanding the current state. With the problem clearly defined and the project scope established in the define phase, the Six Sigma team is now ready to move into the measure phase. This stage is all about data, collecting it, verifying its accuracy, and establishing a baseline understanding of the current process performance. As the great management guru Peter Drucker famously said, "If you can't measure it, you can't improve it." The measure phase is where we transform assumptions and anecdotal evidence into hard facts, equipping us with the objective truth about the problem's actual size and characteristics. The objective of the measure phase is threefold: quantify the problem, determine the current level of defects, variation, and performance based on the critical to quality CTQ metrics identified in the define phase, establish a baseline, create a factual snapshot of the process before any improvements are made. This baseline will be crucial for comparing against future performance to quantify the success of the improvements. Identify potential sources of variation. While we don't analyze root causes yet, careful measurement can often hint at where to look later. Here are the key activities and tools used in the measure phase. Developing a robust data collection plan. This is the blueprint for your data gathering. It addresses crucial questions: what data needs to be collected? Directly linked to your CTQS and the problem statement. How will it be collected? Manual observation, automated system logs, surveys, existing databases. From where will it be collected? Specific stations, departments, systems. By whom will it be collected? Who is responsible for the accuracy and consistency? For how long will it be collected? Enough data points to establish a reliable baseline and capture process variation, often weeks or months depending on the process speed. What are the operational definitions? This is critical. For instance, in our wait time example, how exactly is arrival defined? Is it when the patient enters the building, registers, or is triaged? How is seeing a physician defined initial verbal contact, or when examination begins? Precise operational definitions ensure consistency and reliability of data collection, preventing different people from measuring the same thing in different ways. Measurement system analysis, MSA high level. Before you even start collecting data, it's vital to ensure your measurement system itself is reliable. If your measuring tool, whether it's a stopwatch, a questionnaire, or a sensor, is inaccurate or inconsistent, then your data will be flawed. As the saying goes, if your ruler is elastic, your measurements are useless. MSA techniques investigate the precision, accuracy, and linearity of your measurement devices, as well as the consistency of those collecting the data. For broad audiences, the key takeaway is simply, ensure your measurements are trustworthy. Basic statistics, intuitively explained. Once data is collected, we need to make sense of it using fundamental statistical concepts. Measures of central tendency, mean, average, the sum of all values divided by the number of values. It's where your process tends to center. Median, the middle value in a dataset when ordered from smallest to largest. It's useful when there are extreme outliers. Mode, the value that appears most frequently. Measures of variation dispersion, this is where the sigma really comes into play. Range, the difference between the highest and lowest values. It gives a quick sense of spread. Standard deviation, sigma, this measures how spread out the data points are from the mean. A small standard deviation means the data points are clustered closely around the mean, low variation, consistent process. A large standard deviation means the data points are widely scattered, high variation, inconsistent process. Example: if a call center's average call time is 5 minutes, but the calls range from 1 minute to 30 minutes, you have high variation, indicating unpredictable service for the customer. A process with an average of 5 minutes, but calls consistently within 4.5 to 5.5 minutes shows excellent consistency. Calculating baseline DPMO and sigma level. Using the collected data, you can calculate the current defects per million opportunities, DPMO, and, consequently, the current sigma level of your problematic process. This quantifies the magnitude of the problem you defined. Data visualization tools, raw data in a spreadsheet can be overwhelming. Visualizing data helps teams quickly identify patterns, trends, and anomalies. Run charts. Simple graphs that plot data points in the order they occur over time. They help identify trends, shifts, e.g., performance suddenly drops after a system update, cycles, e.g., busy times of day, week, or unusual points. Histograms, bar graphs that show the distribution, frequency of data. They help answer questions like, are most of our wait times clustered around 60 minutes, or are they spread out with many patients waiting for hours? A histogram can quickly show if your process is centered, skewed, or has multiple peaks. Process mapping, detailed. While SIPOC in the define phase gives a high-level view, measure often involves creating more detailed process maps, flowcharts. These maps outline every step, decision point, and potential rework loop, highlighting areas where data should be collected or where waste, non-value-adding steps might occur. Case study in measure phase, hospital ER. Let's pick up on our emergency department wait time example. The team has defined the problem. patients waiting an average of 4 hours to see a physician. The CTQ is time from patient arrival to first physician contact. Data collection plan. The team decides to collect data for 2 full weeks, 24 hours a day. For every patient entering the ER, they will record time of arrival, clocking in at reception, time of triage nurse assessment, time patient enters examination room, time of first contact with a physician. These times will be captured automatically by their patient tracking system, ensuring consistent operational definitions and eliminating manual errors. Initial data review and visualization. A run chart of daily average wait times shows consistent high numbers, often exceeding 3.5 hours, with noticeable spikes on weekend evenings and Monday mornings. This hints at volume or staffing issues during those periods. A histogram of individual patient wait times reveals that while the average is 4 hours, there's a wide spread. About 30% of patients are seen within 2 hours, but alarmingly, 20% wait 6 hours or longer. This wide spread signifies high variation in the process. Baseline statistics. The team confirms the mean wait time is 4.0 hours from arrival to physician contact. They calculate the standard deviation to be 1.5 hours, indicating significant variability. Using the target of 90 minutes, 1.5 hours. For physician contact, they calculate their current DPMO for patients waiting longer than 90 minutes. They find that roughly 700,000 out of 1 million opportunities, patient arrivals, result in a wait time exceeding 90 minutes. This translates to an incredibly low sigma level, around 0.8 sigma, validating the severity of their problem statement. By the end of the measure phase, the team has a clear, data-driven picture of the problem. They know its true size, its typical behavior, and its current performance level. They have moved beyond, "We seem to have a problem," to "Our average ER wait time is 4.0 hours with a standard deviation of 1.5 hours, resulting in a 0.8 sigma level for our 90-minute target." This concrete understanding forms the essential springboard for the next phase. Analyze, where we'll hunt for the hidden reasons behind these numbers. A is for analyze, diagnosing the root causes. Having meticulously defined the problem and precisely measured its current state, the Six Sigma team now enters the analyze phase. This is arguably the most critical and intellectually engaging part of the DMAIC journey. The objective here is singular and profound: to pinpoint the underlying, fundamental reasons, the root causes, why the process is not performing as desired. We move beyond symptoms and delve into the "why does this happen?" question. Think of the data collected in the measure phase as a treasure trove of clues. In the analyze phase, we become detectives, sifting through these clues, conducting forensic investigations, and connecting the dots to identify the true perpetrators, the root causes, behind the problems we're observing. It's about moving from "what is happening" to "why it's happening." A common pitfall in problem solving is to jump straight from observing a problem to implementing a seemingly obvious solution. However, without proper analysis, these solutions often address only symptoms, leading to temporary fixes, wasted effort, and the problem inevitably resurfacing. The analyze phase prevents this by demanding a deep, data-backed understanding of the causal relationships. Here are the key activities and tools commonly used in the analyze phase. Brainstorming potential causes. This is the starting point. The project team, often including individuals immersed in the process, brainstorms all conceivable factors that might contribute to the problem. No idea is too silly at this stage. The goal is to generate a comprehensive list of potential culprits. Cause and effect diagram, fishbone or Ishikawa diagram. Once potential causes are brainstormed, they can quickly become overwhelming. The fishbone diagram provides a structured visual framework for organizing and categorizing these potential causes. It resembles a fish skeleton, with the head representing the problem, the effect, and major bones branching off representing broad categories of causes. Common categories often include man-people, issues related to skills, training, fatigue, motivation; machine, problems with equipment, technology, tools; material, issues with raw materials, information, or supplies; method, Inefficient procedures, unclear instructions, poor workflow. Measurement, inaccurate gauges, inconsistent data collection. Environment, workspace conditions, lighting, noise, temperature, organizational culture. This diagram helps ensure that all potential angles are considered and makes it easier to drill down into specific areas. For our ER wait time problem, the head would be excessive patient ER wait times. Under people, you might list staff shortages, inexperienced staff, or lack of cross-training. The 5 whys. This is a deceptively simple yet powerful technique for drilling down to the root cause of a problem. You start with the problem and ask why, 5 times or more or less, until you can dive no deeper. Each answer forms the basis for the next, why. Problem, emergency room patient wait times are too long. Why? 1. Because patients get stuck in the wait for lab results. Why? 2. Because the lab is understaffed, especially during peak evening hours. Why? 3. Because the lab budget was cut, reducing the number of technicians available. Why? 4. Because hospital administration prioritized cost savings over patient flow in the lab department. Why? 5. Because there was no clear data linking lab staffing levels directly to ER patient wait times and overall hospital efficiency. The 5 whys isn't about finding fault, but about uncovering the systemic issues that lead to problems. Here, the root cause isn't just understaffing, but a lack of data-driven decision-making by administration. Pareto chart. Named after Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, this tool is based on the Pareto principle, often called the 80-20 rule, which suggests that roughly 80% of problems are caused by 20% of the factors. A Pareto chart is a bar graph that displays the frequency of various problems or causes in descending order, with a superimposed line graph showing the cumulative percentage. This helps the team focus their improvement efforts on the vital few causes that will yield the greatest impact. Example: if a hospital is trying to reduce patient complaints, a Pareto chart might show that 70% of complaints relate to just 2 categories: long wait times and poor communication from staff. This immediately tells the team where to focus for maximum impact. Scatter plot/regression analysis, conceptual. These tools help visualize and quantify relationships between 2 variables. A scatter plot can show if one variable, e.g., nurse-to-patient ratio, might be influencing another, e.g., patient wait times. If there's a strong correlation, it suggests a potential cause-and-effect relationship that warrants further investigation. For a general audience, it's enough to understand that these tools help confirm or deny suspected relationships between factors. No blame approach. It's crucial to emphasize throughout the analyze phase that the focus is on processes and systems, not on individuals. The goal is never to find someone to blame, but rather to understand how the process itself allows errors or inefficiencies to occur. This fosters an environment of psychological safety, encouraging team members to openly share insights without fear of retribution. Case study and analyze phase, hospital emergency room. Continuing our ER wait time example, the team has the defined problem, 4-hour average wait time, and the measured data, significant variation, very low sigma. Now they begin their analysis. Brainstorming/fishbone. The team uses a fishbone diagram. Under people, they list potential causes like not enough doctors, nurses, lack of cross-training, e.g., nurse can't do lab draws, staff burnout. Under method, they list inefficient triage process, delays in lab imaging orders, poor patient flow management. Under machine equipment, they consider insufficient patient beds, slow computer systems. The 5 whys. They apply this to the most frequent delays identified. Why are patients waiting for extended periods for lab results? Because lab technicians are often overwhelmed. Why are they overwhelmed? Because peak patient hours, evenings, don't align with peak lab staffing. Why? Because current scheduling does not adequately predict fluctuations in ER patient volume. The root cause here: inadequate patient volume forecasting impacting lab and physician scheduling. Pareto analysis. After reviewing hundreds of patient journeys from the measure phase and categorizing delay types, a Pareto chart reveals that 45% of total wait time is due to delays in receiving lab or imaging results. 30% is due to waiting for physician availability after initial triage. 15% is due to delays in patient registration, initial intake. The remaining 10% are spread across various other minor issues. This clearly indicates that focusing on lab imaging delays and physician availability will yield the most significant improvements. Scatter plot insight. A quick scatter plot comparing patient wait times to the number of nurses on duty at various times suggests a negative correlation. As the number of nurses decreases below a certain threshold, wait times tend to increase. This supports the staffing potential cause. By the end of the analyze phase, the team has narrowed down the myriad potential causes to a few critical root causes, supported by data. They are no longer guessing. They know why their ER wait times are so excessive. This deep understanding is crucial for the next phase. Improve, where they will develop and implement targeted solutions to attack these root causes directly and systematically. I is for improve crafting and implementing solutions. The journey through DMAIC has brought us to a pivotal point. We've meticulously defined the problem, precisely measured its current state, and rigorously analyzed the data to pinpoint the true root causes. Now, in the improve phase, it's time to act. This is where the solutions are developed, tested, and implemented to eliminate the identified root causes and elevate process performance. The objective of the improve phase is not just to throw solutions at the problem, but to create and implement targeted interventions that directly address the validated root causes. The emphasis here is on innovative thinking coupled with empirical validation. We want to ensure that the solutions we put in place will actually work and produce the desired outcome, rather than just hoping they will. A common mistake is to skip directly from problem identification to implementing the first solution that comes to mind. However, without the preceding define, measure, and analyze phases, such solutions are often hit or miss, potentially wasting resources and failing to achieve sustainable results. The improve phase leverages the deep understanding gained in the earlier stages to build effective, data-driven solutions. Here are the key activities and tools used in the improve phase. Solution generation. With the root causes firmly in sight, the team engages in creative brainstorming to generate a wide range of potential solutions. Techniques include brainstorming sessions, free-flowing idea generation, encouraging all team members to contribute, benchmarking, looking at how other organizations, even in different industries, have successfully solved similar problems. Who does this really well, and what can we learn from them? Kaizen events, short, focused, intense workshops designed to rapidly implement improvements in a specific area. Leveraging subject matter expertise, tapping into the knowledge of those who work directly with the process every day. Solution selection. Once a pool of potential solutions is generated, the team must select the most promising ones. This involves a systematic evaluation process. Tools to help with this include impact versus effort matrix. This simple but powerful matrix plots each potential solution against two axes: its potential impact on the problem, high to low, and the effort required to implement it, high to low. The aim is to prioritize solutions that offer high impact with low, or at least reasonable, effort. These are often the quick wins and provide momentum. Pug matrix or decision matrix. For more complex situations, this tool allows for scoring various solutions against a set of weighted criteria, e.g., cost, risk, ease of implementation, time to implement, synergy with other initiatives. Piloting solutions. Before fully implementing a solution across the entire process or organization, it is highly recommended to pilot it. A pilot involves testing the solution on a small scale, in a controlled environment. Purpose of a pilot: to confirm the solution's effectiveness in solving the root cause, to identify any unforeseen consequences or negative side effects, to refine the solution based on real-world feedback from a smaller group, to gather data that convinces stakeholders of the solution's value. The PDCA cycle, often the Plan-Do-Check Act, PDCA cycle, also known as the Deming cycle, is used within the improve phase, especially for piloting. Plan, develop the detailed plan for the pilot. Who, what, when, where, how. Do. Execute the pilot on a small scale. Check. Monitor results and collect data during the pilot to see if the desired outcome is achieved. Act. Based on the results, either implement the solution fully, refine it, or abandon it if it's ineffective. Design of experiments, DOE high-level concept. For processes with multiple interacting factors, DOE is a sophisticated statistical technique to systematically test changes. Instead of changing one variable at a time, which can be inefficient and miss interactions, DOE allows you to vary multiple input factors simultaneously, identifying the optimal combination of settings to achieve the desired output. For example, if you want to optimize the baking temperature and time for a cake, DOE would allow you to test combinations of both, not just one at a time, to find the perfect recipe faster. For most Six Sigma projects, especially at the green belt level, a conceptual understanding is sufficient. Black belts often lead DOE. Failure mode and effects analysis, FMEA. As new solutions are implemented, FMEA is a proactive tool used to identify potential failure points in the new or improved process. It helps teams anticipate what could go wrong. With the proposed solution, assess the severity and likelihood of each potential failure, and plan mitigation strategies to minimize risk. This ensures that the newly improved process is robust and resilient. Case study in improve phase, hospital ER. Recall from the analyze phase that the primary root causes for long ER wait times were delays in receiving lab or imaging results due to misaligned lab staffing and poor forecasting. Delays due to waiting for physician availability after initial triage, also linked to staffing scheduling. Now the team brainstorms and selects solutions. Solution generation and selection. Lab delays. Ideas included hiring more lab techs, high cost, long-term, cross-training nurses to do basic lab draws, moderate effort, high impact, implementing a new lab result tracking system, high effort, high impact, or adjusting lab tech schedules to match ER peak hours, low effort, high impact. The team prioritizes adjusting lab tech schedules and cross-training nurses as part of a fast-track process. Physician availability. Ideas included hiring more doctors, high cost, implementing a fast track for low acuity cases, moderate effort, high impact, or optimizing physician shift changes to minimize gaps, low effort, high impact. Implementing a fast track and optimizing physician shifts are prioritized. The idea of a new patient tracking software that shows bottlenecks is also selected as a supporting solution. Piloting the fast track process. Plan. The team plans a 2-week pilot of the new fast track process for low acuity patients. Simple sprains, minor cuts, prescription refills during evening shifts. This involves cross-trained nurses who can quickly assess, order, and review basic lab draws, and a dedicated physician for final review and discharge. The pilot is run. Patients fitting the criteria are diverted to the fast track area. Nurses perform initial assessments and order labs. The dedicated physician manages the flow. Check. Data is collected on fast track patient wait times, nurse and doctor workload, and patient satisfaction. Initial data shows a 30% reduction in wait times for fast track patients, and overall ER waits also show a slight decrease as low acuity patients are diverted. Some bottlenecks are identified within the fast track process itself, e.g., occasional delays in getting lab results from the main lab. Act. Based on the pilot, the fast track process is deemed successful but needs slight adjustments, e.g., clearer criteria for patient diversion, better communication with the main lab. The team also implements new physician scheduling templates to better cover peak hours and minimize shift change disruptions. A digital patient flow board is introduced to visualize bottlenecks. By the end of the improve phase, the team has identified, developed, and tested concrete solutions that directly address the root causes of their ER wait time problem. They have moved from understanding why the problem exists to demonstrating how it can be fixed. The next crucial step is ensuring these hard-won gains are sustained indefinitely, which brings us to the control phase. C is for control, sustaining the gains. We've arrived at the final, yet arguably most crucial, phase of the DMAIC cycle: control. After all the hard work of defining the problem, measuring its impact, analyzing its root causes, and improving the process with carefully crafted solutions, it would be a tragedy to let those hard-won gains erode over time. The objective of the control phase is precisely that: to implement measures that ensure the improvements are sustained long-term and the process consistently operates at its new, improved level. This prevents the process from reverting to its old, problematic state. Think of it like tending a garden. You prepare the soil, define, plant the seeds, measure, analyze, and nurture the young plants improve. But if you stop watering, weeding, and protecting them, the garden will quickly become overgrown, and the plants will wither. The control phase is the ongoing maintenance that ensures your garden, the improved process, continues to flourish. Many improvement initiatives, even well-intentioned ones, falter here. Without robust control mechanisms, the process can gradually drift, old habits can creep back in, and the benefits can disappear. The control phase locks in the gains, standardizes the new way of working, and establishes a system for ongoing monitoring and corrective action. Here are the key activities and tools used in the control phase. Developing a control plan. This is the central document of the control phase. It's a living document that outlines how the improved process will be monitored and managed to ensure ongoing stability and performance. A comprehensive control plan typically details what to monitor, the key output Ys, CTQs, and crucial input Xs, root causes that impact the process, e.g., average wait time, % of patients in fast track, lab turnaround time. How to monitor, the specific measurement methods and tools to be used. Frequency of monitoring, how often data will be collected and reviewed, e.g., hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. Who is responsible, clear accountability for collecting data, monitoring the metrics, and taking action. Control limits specifications. What are the acceptable upper and lower limits of performance? Action plan for out-of-control conditions. What specific steps should be taken if the process starts to drift or falls out of its desired operating range? E.g., if average wait time exceeds X for 3 consecutive days, immediately notify team lead and initiate investigation. Implementing statistical process control, SPC, charts. SPC charts, also known as control charts, are powerful visual tools for real-time monitoring of process stability. They plot data points over time, typically showing the process average, along with statistically derived upper control limits, UCL, and lower control limits, LCL. How they work. As long as the data points remain within the control limits and show no unusual patterns, like a consistent trend upwards, the process is considered in control and stable. If a data point falls outside the limits, or if certain patterns emerge, e.g., 7 consecutive points above the average, it's a signal that something has changed and the process is out of control, requiring immediate investigation. Analogy: imagine a graph tracking your car's engine temperature. You know the normal operating range. An SPC chart is like adding those normal boundaries to your process data. If the engine temperature goes outside those bounds, you know something is wrong and needs to be addressed. SPC moves from reacting to problems to proactively managing variations. Standard operating procedures, SOPs. For the new, improved process to be consistently followed, its steps must be clearly documented. SOPs provide step-by-step instructions for performing tasks consistently and correctly. They ensure that everyone involved understands the new way of doing things. These documents should be easily accessible, clear, concise, and updated regularly. Training and education. All relevant personnel, especially those directly involved in the process, must be thoroughly trained on the new procedures, tools, and monitoring methods. This includes not just initial training, but also ongoing refreshers and training for new hires. Understanding why the changes were made, the problem and root causes, can foster greater buy-in and adherence. Monitoring and auditing. Beyond the automated checks or SPC charts, scheduled human oversight is essential. Regular audits can confirm that SOPs are being followed and that the control plan is effective. Management reviews of key metrics are a crucial part of this. Institutionalizing the change. The ultimate goal is to embed the improvements and the continuous improvement mindset into the organization's culture. This means formally integrating the new methods into everyday operations, performance reviews, and even compensation structures, similar to how Jack Welch integrated Six Sigma into GE. Case study in control phase, hospital ER. The hospital ER team has successfully implemented solutions, fast-track process, optimized scheduling, digital tracking board that have reduced patient wait times. Now they must ensure these improvements persist. Control plan development, what to monitor, average daily ER patient wait time, arrival to physician consult. How to monitor, automatically collected from patient tracking system. Frequency, daily review of the SPC chart. Who is responsible, shift supervisor and ER manager. Control limits, target average of 90 minutes, upper control limit, UCL, set at 110 minutes, lower control limit, LCL, at 70 minutes, derived from baseline data after improvements. Action plan. If the average daily wait time exceeds the UCL for more than 2 consecutive days, a huddle with key staff, charge nurse, physician lead, lab representative, must be convened to identify the cause and take immediate corrective action. Additionally, they monitor patient satisfaction, scores monthly, and conduct weekly audits of fast-track patient flow for adherence to SOP's SPC chart implementation. A large monitor in the ER staff break room displays a real-time SPC chart of the average daily wait time, fostering awareness and accountability among the team. When a point trends towards or hits the UCL, it becomes a visible call to action. SOPs and training. Detailed SOPs are created for the fast-track process, patient diversion criteria, and the use of the new digital tracking board. All new ER staff receive mandatory training on these SOPs and the underlying Six Sigma principles during their onboarding. Existing staff receive scheduled refresher training. Routine checks. The ER manager reviews the control charts daily and meets weekly with the leadership team to discuss performance, review audit results, and identify any new potential issues before they become major problems. By diligently implementing the control phase, the hospital ensures that their hard-won reduction in ER wait times is not just a temporary fix, but a permanent improvement, delivering sustained positive impact for patients and staff alike. The Six Sigma project officially concludes, but the continuous improvement cycle continues through diligent monitoring and adherence to the control plan. This leads us to consider the broader organizational context within which Six Sigma projects are executed, bringing us to the important discussion of Six Sigma teams and their roles. The Six Sigma team, belts, roles, and responsibilities. While the DMAIC methodology provides the roadmap for Six Sigma projects, it's the people organized effectively into a dedicated structure who bring the methodology to life. Six Sigma is not a solo endeavor. It's a team sport, driven by individuals with varying levels of expertise and specific responsibilities. The success of Six Sigma hinges not just on sophisticated tools and data, but on the collaborative efforts of these individuals. To facilitate this, Six Sigma programs typically employ a tiered certification system, often referred to as belts, borrowed conceptually from martial arts to denote different levels of proficiency and leadership. Understanding these roles is crucial because they define who does what, how teams are structured, and how Six Sigma expertise is developed and deployed within an organization. This multi-tiered structure ensures that the right skills are applied to the right problems, and that improvement efforts are consistently supported from the executive suite to the front lines. Here's a breakdown of the typical Six Sigma belt hierarchy and other key roles. Yellow belt. Description. Yellow belts are typically employees who have received a foundational understanding of Six Sigma principles and basic tools. They participate in Six Sigma project teams, support data collection, assist with basic problem definition, and help implement solutions identified by green or black belts. Role in projects. Often involved in supporting roles, providing critical process knowledge, and assisting with smaller improvement initiatives. They are the eyes and ears on the ground, often the first to identify potential problems, and are invaluable team members. Analogy: think of a yellow belt as a keen and enthusiastic team member, capable of contributing to specific tasks within a well-defined project. They understand the language and the purpose of the mission. Green belt, Description: Green belts possess a deeper understanding of Six Sigma methodology and tools. They typically lead smaller, less complex Six Sigma projects within their specific functional areas, or they support black belts on larger, more intricate projects. They are proficient in applying the core DMAIC tools for data analysis and problem solving, like those covered in the measure and analyze phases. Training usually involves a few weeks of intensive training, focusing on practical application of tools and project management skills. Role in projects: leading improvements within their own departments, collecting and analyzing data, and facilitating team meetings. They are integral to driving change at the operational level. Analogy: a green belt is like a skilled squad leader. They can plan and execute missions efficiently, leading a small team to achieve specific objectives with tactical expertise. Black belt. Description: Black belts are full-time Six Sigma project leaders. They possess an advanced understanding of Six Sigma methodology, statistical tools, and change management. They are responsible for leading complex, cross-functional improvement projects that have significant impact on the organization's bottom line. They also mentor and coach green belts, ensuring the quality and effectiveness of their projects. Training requires several weeks of rigorous training, including advanced statistical analysis, design of experiments, DOE, and leadership skills. Certification often requires completion of one or more successful projects with proven financial impact. Role in projects: driving project execution from definition to control, facilitating problem solving, performing in-depth data analysis, and overcoming project obstacles. They are change agents. Analogy: the black belt is the primary architect and project manager for significant endeavors, capable of leading complex construction projects from blueprint to completion, overseeing multiple teams, and ensuring structural integrity. Master Black Belt, MBB. Description: Master Black Belts are the highest level of technical and organizational Six Sigma expertise. They function as coaches, trainers, and consultants to black belts and green belts. MBBs act as internal thought leaders, advising senior management on Six Sigma deployment strategy, ensuring the overall quality of projects, and driving the cultural adoption of process improvement across the entire organization. Training: extensive experience as a black belt, combined with advanced statistical knowledge, teaching ability, and proven leadership in deploying Six Sigma. Role in projects: guiding the Six Sigma program strategically, developing training curricula, resolving highly complex technical and statistical issues, and ensuring alignment of projects with strategic business goals. Analogy: the Master Black Belt is the chief architect and program director, designing the urban plan for an entire city, ensuring all individual building projects align with the overarching vision and are structurally sound. Champion sponsor. Description: this is a senior management role, often an executive or department head. Champions are critical for the success of Six Sigma projects because they provide leadership, remove organizational barriers, secure necessary resources, financial, human, technical, and ensure that projects align with the strategic goals of the business. They communicate the importance of Six Sigma within the organization and provide political support. Role in projects: selecting appropriate projects, reviewing project progress, unblocking obstacles, and celebrating successes. Their active engagement signifies organizational commitment. Analogy: the champion is the executive producer or patron of a major film. They secure the funding, hire the director, MBBBB, provide resources, clear bureaucratic hurdles, and ensure the entire production aligns with the studio's vision. Without their support, even the best script or director can fail. Team dynamics: beyond individual roles, successful Six Sigma hinges on effective team dynamics. Projects are typically executed by cross-functional teams, meaning they comprise individuals from different departments or areas affected by the process under improvement. This multidisciplinary approach brings diverse perspectives, knowledge, and skills to the table, leading to more robust problem identification and holistic solutions. Communication: open and transparent communication is paramount. Teams must communicate clearly, both internally and with external stakeholders, about project progress, challenges, and successes. Collaboration: Six Sigma fosters an environment of collaboration where individuals work together to solve complex problems, share insights, and learn from each other. Empowerment. The belt system empowers employees at various levels to take ownership of improvement initiatives, fostering a culture of continuous learning and problem-solving. The disciplined application of the DMAIC method, combined with a well-structured and highly skilled team, creates a formidable force for positive change within any organization. This human element, the dedication and expertise of these Six Sigma practitioners, is what truly drives the transformation from ordinary processes to those operating at a level of excellence. Now that we understand the who, we're ready to explore the exciting range of industries where Six Sigma finds its application. Beyond the factory floor, Six Sigma in every industry. When Six Sigma first emerged from Motorola and gained widespread fame through General Electric, its roots were firmly in the realm of manufacturing. People often associate it with factory production lines, assembly processes, and tangible products. However, one of the most profound revelations of Six Sigma's journey has been its universal applicability. The powerful principles of reducing variation, eliminating defects, and focusing on data-driven improvement are not confined to physical goods. They are highly relevant to any process, in any industry. Consider this fundamental truth. Every organization, regardless of its sector, operates through a series of processes. Whether it's admitting a patient, approving a loan, developing software, serving a customer, or even preparing a meal, these are all processes. And wherever there's a process, there's inherent variation, opportunities for defects, and a need for improvement. This universality is why Six Sigma has successfully migrated beyond the factory floor to transform operations in the most diverse fields imaginable. Let's explore some compelling examples of Six Sigma's application in various sectors. Healthcare. Saving lives and improving care. Healthcare is a complex environment rife with processes. Patient admissions, diagnostics, treatment protocols, medication administration, surgical procedures, and billing. Errors or inefficiencies in any of these can have devastating consequences. Six Sigma offers a systematic way to improve patient safety, reduce costs, and enhance the patient experience. Case study: reducing medication errors. Problem: medication errors are a leading cause of patient harm and increased healthcare costs. A hospital might identify errors in prescribing, dispensing, or administering medications. Six Sigma approach: define. The team clearly defines medication error, e.g., wrong dosage, wrong patient, wrong time. Problem statement: medication administration errors occur at a rate of 15 per 1,000 patient days, impacting patient safety and increasing treatment costs by an estimated X annually. Goal: reduce errors by 50% in 12 months. Measure: current error rate is meticulously tracked, categorizing types of errors, e.g., transcription errors, wrong drug, timing issues. Data on nurses' workload, shift changes, and physician order clarity might also be collected. Analyze: root causes could be identified using fishbone diagrams and the 5 whys. Unclear physician handwriting, similar drug names, frequent nurse interruptions during administration, inadequate training on new dispensing systems, or pharmacist workload. Improve: solutions might include implementing computerized physician order entry, CPOE systems, standardizing medication storage, introducing high-alert medication double checks, or creating no-interruption zones during medication rounds. Control: ongoing monitoring of medication error rates using SPC charts, regular audits, mandatory training updates, and continuous review of drug labeling clarity. Service industry, e.g., banking, hospitality, call centers, enhancing customer experience and efficiency. In service industries, the product is often an experience or a transaction. Defects manifest as long wait times, errors in billing, inconsistent service delivery, or frustrating customer interactions. Six Sigma is perfect for streamlining these intangible processes. Case study: streamlining loan application processing. Problem: a bank is experiencing long turnaround times and high error rates in processing small business loan applications, leading to customer dissatisfaction and lost business. Six Sigma approach. Define. Problem statement. Average loan approval time is 15 business days, with 30% of applications requiring rework due to errors, resulting in a 10% customer defection rate for small business loans. Goal: reduce approval time to 7 days and rework to 5% within 9 months. Measure: mapping the end-to-end loan application process, precisely timing each step. Data collected includes time spent gathering documents, time for credit checks, time for review, and types frequency of errors. Analyze: root causes found, redundant data entry across multiple systems, incomplete applications from customers, lack of clear communication between departments, e.g., sales, underwriting, and inconsistent interpretation of policies. Improve: solutions could involve implementing a single digital platform for all application data, creating clearer customer application forms to reduce missing information, cross-training staff, and developing a standardized checklist for underwriters. Control: implement automated dashboards to monitor loan approval times and error rates, regular training refreshers for staff, and standard operating procedures (SOPs) for each stage of the application process. Information technology/software development, bug reduction, and improved system reliability. While often associated with agility, even IT and software development benefit greatly from the rigorous process improvement of Six Sigma, particularly in areas like quality assurance, system deployment, and incident management. Case study: reducing software bugs. Problem: a software development company frequently discovers critical bugs late in the development cycle, or worse, after deployment, leading to costly reworks and customer dissatisfaction. Six Sigma approach. Define. Problem statement. An average of 12 critical bugs are found in production per software release, leading to unscheduled patching efforts consuming 200 developer hours per release. Goal: reduce critical production bugs by 75% within 6 months. Measure: track how many bugs are found at each stage: development, testing, production, time to fix, and severity. Collect data on coding practices, testing methodologies, and requirements documentation. Analyze: root causes identified, insufficient unit testing by developers, vague software requirements, lack of automated regression testing, and inadequate peer code reviews. Improve: implement mandatory code review policies, enforce stricter unit testing before code commit, invest in automated testing frameworks, and ensure clearer, more testable requirements are written upfront. Control: monitor bug escape rates, bugs found in later stages, track the percentage of code covered by automated tests, implement continuous integration pipelines, and conduct regular post-release reviews to capture lessons learned. Finance, error reduction, and process efficiency. From auditing to transaction processing, finance departments handle vast amounts of data where accuracy is paramount. Six Sigma can dramatically reduce financial errors and improve the efficiency of complex financial operations. Case study: improving accounts payable process. Problem: manual invoice processing leads to a high number of duplicate payments and late payment penalties. Six Sigma approach. Define. Problem statement. 5% of invoices result in duplicate payments or late payment penalties, costing the company X annually and damaging supplier relationships. Goal: reduce errors to below 1% within 6 months. Measure: analyze historical invoice data to quantify duplicate payments, late payment charges, and time taken for manual processing. Map the current accounts payable workflow. Analyze: root causes discovered, manual data entry errors, lack of a centralized invoice tracking system, unclear approval workflows, and insufficient training for new accounting staff. Improve: implement an automated invoice scanning and routing system, integrate the system with the ERP for duplicate payment checks, and simplify the approval matrix. Control: automated alerts for potential duplicate payments, continuous monitoring of payment accuracy and timeliness reports, and documented standard operating procedures for the automated system. Even personal life. Applying the principles, the rigorous, data-driven logic of DMAIC can even be applied to personal challenges, demonstrating its fundamental universality. Problem: consistently feeling rushed and stressed in the mornings due to inefficient routine. DMAIC thinking, define, goal, reduce morning routine time by 15 minutes, feel less stressed. Measure. Time each step of current morning routine for a week, waking up, showering, dressing, breakfast, etc. Analyze. Identify bottlenecks, e.g., choosing clothes last minute, disorganized kitchen, too much time on phone. Improve. Lay out clothes the night before, pre-prepare breakfast items, designate a no-phone time slot during breakfast. Control. Stick to the new routine, check time periodically, adjust as needed. These diverse examples underscore that Six Sigma is fundamentally about understanding, measuring, analyzing, improving, and controlling processes. As long as an organization has processes, which every organization does, Six Sigma offers a robust framework for achieving excellence, irrespective of what industry it belongs to. This adaptability makes it an invaluable methodology in today's increasingly complex and competitive world. But as with any powerful tool, there are challenges and success factors to consider, which we will explore in our next chapter. Common pitfalls and success factors. By now, you understand the enormous potential of Six Sigma to transform organizations, drive efficiency, and achieve unparalleled quality. We've explored its history, its core statistical foundation, the powerful DMAIC roadmap, the roles within a Six Sigma team, and its broad applicability across diverse industries. Yet, despite its proven track record, Six Sigma implementation is not without its challenges. Not every organization that embarks on a Six Sigma journey achieves the heralded results of a Motorola or a GE. Understanding the common pitfalls, and conversely, the critical success factors is paramount for anyone considering or currently engaged in Six Sigma deployment. It allows you to proactively mitigate risks and maximize your chances of realizing Six Sigma's full benefits. Common Six Sigma pitfalls: avoiding the traps. Lack of leadership buy-in and sponsorship, the trap. Management pays lip service to Six Sigma but fails to actively champion it, allocate adequate resources, or remove organizational roadblocks. Projects are seen as pet projects rather than strategic imperatives. Consequence: teams lose motivation, projects stall, and Six Sigma is viewed as another flavor of the month initiative that will eventually fade. Focusing only on tools, ignoring the philosophy. The trap. Treating Six Sigma as a collection of statistical tools, e.g., control charts, Pareto diagrams, rather than a holistic methodology and a management philosophy. Teams apply tools blindly without understanding the underlying problem or organizational context. Consequence: ineffective solutions, wasted analytical effort, and a failure to address true root causes. It's like having an advanced toolkit but not knowing how to build anything. Choosing the wrong projects. The trap. Selecting projects that are too vague, too big, too small, or lack clear financial or strategic impact. Sometimes, projects are chosen because they interest individuals rather than because they align with business objectives. Consequence: demotivated teams if the project is too big or ill-defined, lack of demonstrable ROI if too small, and skepticism from management. Poor data management, collection, or analysis. The trap. Collecting too much irrelevant data, not enough relevant data, using unreliable measurement systems, a failure in the measure phase, or conducting flawed statistical analysis. Consequence: garbage in, garbage out. Flawed data leads to incorrect root cause identification, ineffective solutions, and a loss of credibility for the Six Sigma effort. Failing to address root causes, superficial solutions. The trap: implementing quick, easy fixes that only address the symptoms of a problem, rather than rigorously analyzing and solving the true underlying root causes. Consequence: the problem recurs, often in a different guise, leading to frustration and cynicism about Six Sigma's effectiveness. Lack of control mechanisms, leading to regression. The trap: successfully implementing an improvement in the improve phase, but failing to establish robust monitoring and control systems, the control phase. Consequence: the process gradually reverts to its old, inefficient state as new habits are not sustained, and the gains are lost. Resistance to change and poor change management. The trap: employees are naturally resistant to new ways of working, especially if they are not involved in the process, understand the rationale, or see the personal benefits. Ignoring the human side of change. Consequence: active or passive sabotage of improvement efforts, low adoption rates of new processes, and a toxic work environment. Treating it as a flavor of the month or a standalone initiative. The trap: implementing Six Sigma as a fad, disconnected from the organization's overarching strategy, values, or existing operational improvement initiatives. Consequence: Six Sigma eventually loses momentum, becomes isolated, and fails to embed itself as a core competence. Key success factors: paving the way to lasting excellence. Strong, engaged leadership and sponsorship. The power. Visible, active support from senior management is the single most critical success factor. Leaders must champion the effort, allocate resources, participate in reviews, and hold teams accountable. They must walk the talk. Example: Jack Welch's unrelenting commitment at GE, tying Six Sigma success to executive compensation, serves as a powerful illustration. Clear communication of goals and benefits. The power. Everyone in the organization, from the CEO to the frontline employee, must understand why Six Sigma is being deployed, what its goals are, and how it will benefit them personally and the organization as a whole. Actionable. Regularly communicate successes, share lessons learned, and openly address concerns. Robust training and development for all team members. The power. Investing in comprehensive training for yellow, green, and black belts ensures that the organization has the necessary expertise to execute projects effectively. It also builds capability and empowers employees. Actionable. Provide ongoing coaching, mentoring, and opportunities for continuous learning. Choosing the right projects with clear business impact. The power. Projects must be strategically selected based on their potential to deliver significant, measurable financial or customer-focused improvements. They should solve real business problems. Actionable. Utilize a structured project selection process, considering ROI, feasibility, and alignment with critical business objectives. Data-driven decision-making. The power. Emphasizing a culture where decisions are based on facts and data, not intuition, assumptions, or hierarchy. Actionable. Empower teams with access to reliable data, provide training in statistical analysis, and challenge assumptions that are not data-backed. Effective change management. The power. Proactively addressing the human side of change by involving employees, addressing their concerns, celebrating progress, and fostering a positive environment for new ways of working. Actionable. Utilize change management frameworks, engage process owners early, and communicate regularly. Integration with existing business strategies and systems. The power. Six Sigma should not operate in a silo. It should be seamlessly integrated into daily operations, performance management systems, and the overall strategic planning process. It should complement, not compete with, other improvement initiatives, e.g. Lean. Actionable. Align Six Sigma initiatives with Lean principles, creating Lean Six Sigma, project management best practices, and organizational reporting structures. Celebration of successes. The power. Recognizing and rewarding individuals and teams for their contributions and achievements builds momentum, encourages participation, and reinforces the value of Six Sigma. Actionable * hold public recognition events, communicate success stories widely, and link project success to career development. Implementing Six Sigma is a transformative journey, not merely a technical exercise. It requires a blend of analytical rigor, leadership commitment, and effective change management. By being aware of the common pitfalls and diligently focusing on the key success factors, organizations can significantly increase their likelihood of achieving lasting excellence and harnessing the full, formidable power of the excellence equation. With this understanding, we now turn to our final reflections, looking at the broader picture of continuous excellence. Conclusion: the journey to continuous excellence. We have journeyed together through the intricate, yet profoundly practical world of Six Sigma. From its humble beginnings at Motorola, through its monumental expansion at General Electric, we've unraveled the statistical elegance of the Sigma, navigated the structured precision of the DMAIC roadmap, understood the critical roles played by its dedicated team members, and explored its boundless applications across every conceivable industry. We've also illuminated the common pitfalls to avoid and the crucial success factors that pave the way for lasting positive change. The core message of this book remains consistent. Six Sigma is a powerful, disciplined methodology for achieving near-perfect quality and efficiency by systematically reducing variation and eliminating defects in any process. It's a commitment to making data-driven decisions, challenging assumptions, and relentlessly pursuing better ways of working. It's about more than just numbers. It's about fostering a culture where excellence is not an aspiration, but an expectation, built upon a foundation of continuous improvement. The mindset of excellence, Six Sigma as a cultural shift. Beyond the tools and methodologies, Six Sigma fundamentally represents a cultural shift. It encourages everyone, from the executive suite to the front lines, to think critically about processes, to question the status quo, and to seek out inefficiencies and defects. It empowers individuals with the means to identify problems, analyze them with objective data, develop effective solutions, and ensure those solutions stick. This mindset of continuous questioning, analysis, and improvement is perhaps the greatest strength of Six Sigma. It transforms organizations into learning machines, constantly adapting and refining their operations to meet evolving customer needs and market demands. Lean Six Sigma, a synergistic powerhouse. While we have focused primarily on Six Sigma, it's virtually impossible to discuss modern process improvement without briefly acknowledging its powerful partner, Lean. Originating from the Toyota production system, Lean focuses on identifying and eliminating waste in all its forms, e.g., unnecessary motion, waiting, overproduction, defects, excess inventory, overprocessing, unused talent. Where Six Sigma meticulously attacks variation and defects, Lean streamlines flow and removes non-value-adding activities. Think of it this way: Lean helps you do things faster and with fewer resources by getting rid of unnecessary steps. Six Sigma helps you do things better by ensuring those steps are consistently executed without errors. Together, Lean Six Sigma offers a holistic approach that simultaneously aims for efficiency and quality. It's about doing the right things right the first time. This combined approach ensures that you're not just making a flawed process faster, but that you're making a streamlined process that is virtually flawless. Many organizations today adopt Lean Six Sigma as their integrated improvement strategy, leveraging the best of both worlds. Your journey continues. Embrace the equation. As you close this book, know that your journey to understanding and applying the excellence equation has only just begun. The principles and tools you've learned are not confined to a textbook. They are highly actionable and applicable to virtually any professional or personal challenge you face. Observe. Start observing the processes around you with a critical eye. Where are the delays? Where are the errors? What causes frustration? Question, ask why. 5 times if necessary. Dig deeper than the surface symptoms. Apply, start small. You don't need to be a black belt to apply DMAIC thinking. Even using a simple Pareto chart to prioritize your daily to-do list or mapping a personal process can yield significant benefits. Six Sigma offers a systematic way to convert problems into opportunities, inefficiency into flow, and variation into predictability. It is a testament to the power of structured thinking, data-driven insights, and collaborative effort. Embrace its tenets, apply its methodologies with diligence and creativity, and watch as you transform not just processes, but potentially your career, your organization, and even the daily rhythm of your life. The pursuit of excellence is a continuous journey, and with the excellence equation as your guide, you are exceptionally well-equipped to navigate it. Further resources. For those eager to deepen their Six Sigma knowledge and potentially pursue certification, consider exploring official certification bodies. Organizations like the American Society for Quality, ASQ, and the International Association for Six Sigma Certification, IASSC, offer widely recognized certification programs for green belts, black belts, and master black belts. Specialized software. Tools like Minitab or JMP are widely used in Six Sigma for statistical analysis. Foundational texts. Delve into works by quality pioneers like W. Edwards Deming, Joseph Jurin, and the foundational Six Sigma books from Motorola and General Electric. The quest for continuous improvement is an unending one, but with the insights gained from this guide, you now possess a powerful toolkit. Go forth, apply the excellence equation, and contribute to a world of higher quality and greater efficiency.